Someone's baby I can hear? Okay. Right.
I'm just babysitting my nephew.
Who's that?
Katie.
What's his name?
His name is Christian.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Christian. How you doing? How old is he?
He's 4.
He's 4. Wow. 4 years old. Okay. Let me. So you guys can see my screen, I think. Okay. So you guys write present in the chat. I see some of you already done that. This week we're only going to have one assignment. That's the assignment I've already posted. All right, it's number 4.2. It's about figurative language. That's what we're going to talk about today. We have talked about figurative language in, I think, like November of last year, but it's very much in poetry a lot, so we're going to cover it again. As I was saying a couple of minutes ago, this is going to be the only meeting this week. We may have one on Friday. I haven't worked that out yet. If we do, I'll let you know. But there won't be any of the poetry seminars, unfortunately, tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. Is Rod here? Because it's his birthday. Rod, are you here? Can we sing him happy birthday? I don't know if he's here. Well, he's not here, so we can't sing him happy birthday. Oh yeah, so as I was saying, the extra credit thing is you have to come up with a scenario, right? What would you do if, and just send me a scenario in chat, and that would be for extra credit, because I'm running out of ideas. Okay, I've talked about catching up with work before. These are the things that you should be caught up on, okay? So the argument essay, which is number 3.10, the mock regents, the 2 multiple choice and the text response, the college week thing where you had to get onto Naviance, do the Strengths Explorer, and the poetry assignment from last week, which is due tonight. Okay. If you are really behind, let's say more than 2 assignments, 3 assignments behind, you're gonna get a call home, and that's because parent-teacher conferences is not very far away, and I don't want your parent or guardian to come up to me in parent-teacher conference and say, "What do you mean my kid's not passing your class? You didn't tell me." This is
Wait, parent-teacher conference is remote?
Parent-teacher conference will be remote, yeah, like it was in the fall. And just to give you that date again, it is the 18th and 19th of March. So not very far away, right? Only like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Okay. So try to get caught up on your work, please. Okay. If you're having problems, like you're really stressed about your work and stuff, just send me a message, right? We can talk about it. I can even go through assignments. I've done that with a lot of people. All right, any questions about work? God, it's really snowing outside. Okay. And
I was doing math homework and then I saw outside that it was like that it was snowing so hard.
You know, it said it was only going to rain today. And this is the crazy thing, right? Just when you think the snow is all gone, it starts again. So
it's pretty though.
It's very pretty. Very pretty. I don't remember it snowing so much. I've lived in New York for 12 years and I don't remember it snowing so much in all that time. But yeah, I'm
tired of the snow.
Yeah, I'm tired of it as well. I was talking to one of my students. He's in Mexico right now, where it's hot and warm. So I was very jealous of him. Andres.
He's vibing.
Yes, he definitely probably is. All right. So let's talk about figurative language. So this is kind of relevant, right? I don't know how many of you have heard of this expression. Before I moved to New York, I had never heard this. This is not something we say in England. But a common expression here is "it's brick out." Right now, what does that mean? It's brick out.
That it's cold outside.
It's brick means it's mad cold.
It's mad cold. Means it's mad cold. Does that mean that someone's like hitting you in the face with a brick, though?
No.
No. So why do we say it's brick out?
It's cold. Very
Yeah,
cold.
well, I could just say it's very cold outside. That means the same thing. So why say it's brick out?
To exaggerate.
To exaggerate, yeah, to let us know like how cold it is, right? And so when you say it's brick out, what you're saying is it's like being hit in the face with some bricks. That's what it feels like to be outside, right? So this is an example of what we call figurative language. Okay. So there's two types of language, really, right? You have figurative language, which you have a lot in poetry, and you have something called literal language. And instead of saying it's brick out, okay, if you were using literal language, you would just say it's very cold outside. Now, the reason why you would use figurative language maybe rather than the literal language is if I'm talking to my mum who lives in England, right? And I say it's very cold outside, she probably doesn't have a very good idea of how cold it is or what that even is like, right? So, but if I say something like it's brick out or some other use of figurative language, she gets a much better idea in her head about how cold it really is. All right, so that's why a lot of the times we use figurative language. And that's really all that figurative language is. So here's another question. Why does poetry use figurative language so much? I've got a poem on the screen here, which uses a lot of figurative language. Why do you think, based on what you know about poetry, that poetry uses figurative language so much?
To keep the reader interested.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the main things, right? To keep the reader interested. Any other reasons? Maybe think about the form of a poem.
Maybe to stimulate the writer's imagination or like the emotions.
Very much so. Yeah, Angeli. Stimulate the writer's emotions, how they're feeling. But this is a very short poem here, right? And maybe one of the other reasons is because poetry is so short normally. All right, this poem is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines long. It uses what, 20 words, something like that. All right, now if you're using literal language and saying something like it's very cold outside, you're using up a lot of words there, right? And maybe you'd have to explain more just to convey how cold it is. But figurative language, you can express something in a very small amount of words. Right? It's brick out. Bang. Everybody knows how cold it is. Yeah. And everyone knows that if you say it's brick out, and if you say, it's just a little bit cold, they know what the difference is. Okay. So poems, generally very short and don't use very many words. So we got to pack a lot of meaning into very small amount of space. Okay. If I said something like, he's trapped in a web of lies, what do I mean?
That he's lied a lot, and now his lies are turning against him.
Yeah, he's lied a lot, and it's going to be hard for him to get out, right? Because he's like stuck, like a fly that's been caught by a spider in a web. Now, if I just said something like, I don't know, he told a lot of lies and he got in trouble, right? So, okay, I know the facts a little bit about the kind of trouble this guy is in, but if I say he's trapped in a web of lies using figurative language, it's a lot more meaningful, right? I know this guy is almost like something caught in a spider's web. It's sticky. I'm not going to be able to get out very easily from this situation. All right. So figurative language, normally a lot more meaningful. It uses less words, and I think, as Angeli said, creates a stronger image in the reader's mind. We can picture that, right? We can picture this is a spider's web. I know what a spider's web looks like, right? So if he's saying this guy's caught in a web of lies, I can kind of like equate this web of lies with this guy's situation. All right, so that's figurative language, all it is really, right? And if I just say he lies a lot and gets into a lot of trouble, I can't do all these things. It's not so meaningful. I'm using a lot of words here, right? And it doesn't create a very strong picture in the reader's imagination. Okay, There's lots of types of figurative language. I think I saw somewhere there's 8. I don't know if that's true. There's some examples here, but the ones we're just going to focus on for poetry, because these ones are used a lot in poetry, are simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, and alliteration. Right? We've looked at these first 4 already back in the fall. Alliteration we haven't looked at so far. Alliteration's used a lot in poetry. Okay, that's why we're going to cover that. So I'm not going to go over these different types, but today's assignment has a Nearpod in it where it goes into more detail about these different types of figurative language. Okay, now in real life, you know, you're 30 years old, you got a job. Are you going to need to know that something is a simile? No, probably not, right? But you do need to know for something like past in the regions, because if there's similes in a text, you want to tell the examiner that that's a simile and explain the simile. Okay. All right. So let's have a look at the assignment. This is number 4.2. It's due on Friday. Yes, Friday. And it's in 2 parts. Okay. So the first part, step 1, let me just go into it, is to open the Nearpod lesson. Hold on. Okay, so the first part is to open the Nearpod lesson. As you know, you just write your full name. So I can grade this. And then you just go through the slides, right? So if you see this narration at the bottom, just listen to the narration. It's going to really help you understand what's going on here. And then I go through the types, why we use figurative language, and then do the exercises. A lot of them are just like very quick quizzes. Okay, what do you already know about figurative language? It won't let you continue unless you've done the quiz. Okay, all right, so that's the first part of the assignment. Just go through that Nearpod lesson. It's really going to help you understand why poets use figurative language and the different types. All right, and then the second step is, once you've done that Nearpod, is to open this thing that says "The Hill We Climb." All right, this is this poem, this poem was read out. I don't know if anyone listened to the inauguration of the new president, but this was the poet who read out the inauguration, right? Amanda Gorman. She's only 22 years old. She's been writing poetry since your age, pretty much. Her picture's not coming up, unfortunately. This is the poem that she read at the time when President Biden became the new president of the country. Right? She gave this wonderful reading of the poem. Okay, so this is just a part of the poem. This is not the whole poem. This is, in fact, just the first 20 lines or so. All right, so read the poem. That's the first thing to do. And then if we go to this table below, okay, you just have to fill in the missing sections. You'll see that some of these sections I've done for you. Right, I've done tone, I've done speaker, I've done audience, and you have to fill in what the purpose of the poem, right? Why did she write this poem? And don't just say it's to tell a story. Tell me what story she's telling. Okay, maybe use evidence from the text. What was the occasion? Why? What was the event that caused this poem to be written? We've already talked about that a little bit. The subject, remember, is a little bit like topic. It's just one or two or a few words saying what the poem is about, the general subject area. And then there are 2 lines that have some figurative language on them. Okay, this line number 2 and number 5 here. Okay, so what you have to do is try and explain what this figurative language means and what kind of figurative language is it. Right? This is one kind of figurative language, and this is a different kind of figurative language. All right, so what is the type of figurative language on line 2? And there you just write simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, alliteration, whichever one you think it is. and then you try and explain, what do you think this line means? What's she trying to say? Because the thing about figurative languages is not always obvious what the writer's trying to say. We have to interpret it a little bit more. Okay, literal language is a lot more plain speaking. Okay, any questions about the assignment? So that is due on Friday. Okay, and that's pretty much all we're going to do today. Well, we finished in like 20 minutes. Nice. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Anything at all? Michael's grandparents went to Florida. Very nice. Nice in Florida, right?
In the parent teacher conference, are you going to talk about the assignments like 4.1, 4.2?
I just talked about 4.2. That was the one that was posted today. 4.1, if you need help with 4.1, send me a message privately. We went over that the week before Christmas, week before the break.
This marking period is only for the 4.1, 4.2, and like the other ones.
Yeah, this marking period. Well, this marking period, when I put the grades on, right, it's going to be the argument essay, which is actually 3.10. It's just because I couldn't fit it in the last marking period. So this will appear in this marking period 1. So it's going to be that. It's going to be the mock regents multiple choice, which is going to be averaged. Okay, so the score you got on both of them will be averaged. And then you'll get a grade for the text response for the mock regents. And then the college essay, the college week assignment where you just had to log into Naviance and do the Strength Explorer. If you did that, you get a 4. If you didn't do that, you get a 1, right? Just 2 grades for that one. And the other assignment will be 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 next week, which will be writing a poem. And I think we only have one more assignment after that because the marking period is nearly upon us. Yeah, only.
All right, thank you.
No problem. March 12th, last day of the marking period. Any other question?
No other questions.
No? Everyone good? Anyone going to go outside and play in the snow?
Me later.
Maybe later. Brianna, no, there's no more assignments this week. From now on, actually, I'm only going to be giving 1 assignment a week. You're welcome. But remember that each assignment may have more than 1 part, right? Like the assignment today actually has 2 parts to it. The assignment next week is just going to be 1 thing, really. And it'll be fun. It's like making poetry. So we'll have a break from the analysis stuff.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Everyone doing good? Everyone doing well in their other classes? Math?
Yep.
Math's good? Yep. Science?
Yep.
Hated science when I was at school. Gym, what do you have to do for gym? You just like do some exercises or what?
You watch a video and answer the questions.
You watch a video and answer the questions for gym?
Yes, that's basically it.
What's the video?
It's about the workout.
I don't know when schools are coming back. You know, a lot of schools, high schools, are being used as vaccination centers. Lincoln is a vaccination center. I know middle schools, I think, went back today, right? Or maybe next week. But I don't know when high schools will go back, if they even do before the fall. I have no idea. Simone, happy birthday for Wednesday. Hopefully it won't snow on your birthday. Yeah, I hate math as well at school. I agree. Yeah. Math is hard, right? The thing about math is it's either right or wrong, and you don't normally get a lot of credit if you get it wrong, right? Unless you show your workings. With English, I feel that as long as you can kind of explain what you mean, you can still get a good grade. All right, anything else? Everyone's good? All right, so let's leave it there. I'll let you know if we're going to have a meeting on Friday. Otherwise, take care, everybody. Stay warm, and I'll speak to you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye. Bye. Take care.
Have a good day.
You too.